Hey everyone, it's Reed here, and you're watching MOI. And if you're new to this, click subscribe, hang around, because this is the manifestation of my crazy imagination. Yeah. Anyways, this is video number 2 of Prepper Lessons, and I'm also going to cover Reed's objectives. What am I doing? What do I think? And all that. But first, I've got a recommendation for everyone. I want you to go take a look at Let's Talk About Prepping, particularly this great old video of his that is absolutely hilarious. Human Kitchen. Really, you should go check this out. He talks about Human Kitchen, and it's really interesting. I'd say it's worth a good look and a very good chuckle and stuff, but it does cover a very serious topic. But I do encourage you, go check it out. Enjoy it and laugh, and then realize you're laughing at some very dark humor. But sometimes in troublesome times, we need to laugh at dark things. Helps keep us sane. Well, except me. I mean, I lost it long ago. Anyways, now let's cut over to Lee, and she's showing off an awesome t-shirt. Lee, smile. Isn't it a lovely, amazing t-shirt? Show the back and stuff. This is an awesome shirt from Corsair Trainers. This shirt will protect you in the apocalypse, save you from all the zombies, stop bullets, let you jump over taller buildings with a single bound. Right, Lee? Yeah, go on, show the front again, you know. See, aren't you happy to be wearing this super special shirt? This offer is not valid in all states. Certain terms and conditions apply. Certain side effects of wearing the super impressive Corsair Trainer shirt may cause anal leakage. Beware. Make certain to wear a diaper. All right, back to the video. Let's get back on topic. Now, we're going to do some more talking today and stuff like that. And then we're going to get off of talking for a little bit because I'm tired of all the yak. Time to do some whack, okay? Going to do a bunch of doing videos, stuff like that, covering things, how to do stuff like that. Just don't kill yourself if you try to copy what I do. Got it? I'm the crazy one. You need to keep all your hands and fingers and toes and all that. Okay? All right, everyone. So one of the things that was interesting in all this going down is preppers took it all. The reason the stores are bare is the preppers did it. Okay, honestly, I find this argument hilarious because if you're shopping at the last minute for all your stuff, are you a prepper? Really? I mean, you know, we're supposed to be the preparedness people, the guys and the gals that were thinking ahead and stocked away food, stocked away supplies, water filtration, water purification, water tablets, alternative means of cooking our food, alternative means of preserving our food, the freeze-dried stuff, all the other crazy stuff that, you know, preppers are known for, having camping supplies, tents and all that. And we're the ones that went out at the very end to buy it all up. Yeah, that makes perfect sense, right? Yeah, plus also preppers, we're like less than 1% of the population, maybe, like 1%. Let's say we're just 1%. 1% is doing all that damage to the supply chain. So, yeah, no. So if you're one of those people that wandered across here, interested in learning about preppers and all that, yeah, just realize that topic is baloney. Really doesn't fit. And it's like that. What was interesting to me is I would like to blame a lot more of this on profiteers and price gougers. It was interesting. Here's a link to a video from Sky News in Australia. A supermarket chain talks about this guy bought like 1,000 or 10,000, yeah, like 10,000 rolls of toilet paper, a ton of hand sanitizer and everything else, and he wanted to go back for a refund. The store denied him, which I think is outstanding. The store said, no way, you ain't getting a refund for this. But these kind of people out there going, oh, yeah, look at all these people wanting this stuff. I'm going to go buy it, and then I'm going to charge them like 700% for stuff. It's like in New York, they found a guy that had bought like 83,000 N95 masks and was selling them at a 700% markup. And it's just like, what the heck? And stuff. So a lot of these price gougers and profiteers, they cause probably a really, really big pile of issues. The other thing is like a lot of preppers like me, I set up a lot of stuff like on Amazon Subscribe and Save. You know, I'm like, okay, I want these varieties of things. I'll set them to like 1 a month and I'll do a 6-month rotation. So over a year, I got a pile of, you know, Mountain House or something like that. I mean, that's what we do is piecewise. We go to the store. Let's go buy some extra beans. Let's go buy some extra rice. Yeah, no problem. We'll do that. I'm going to bring home an extra bag of flour. I'm going to bring home an extra bag of masa to make my own corn tortillas and other things. That's what generally preppers do. You know, if there's a good sale, oh, hey, I'm going to go buy a couple extra boxes of ammo or something like that. yeah, we're generally not the ones running out to panic buy. At least the serious ones are. We've been stocking away for years. So it's just kind of the craziest thing out there. The preppers caused it. Now the thing that's really important to take away from that is think about the mass image that the general population has of us. We caused it, they're saying. The preppers did it. So it means you are on the outside of your community in a sense, because they're thinking you've secretly got a hidden stash, a hoard that would feed the entire city for years. Yeah, but it's a danger. You got to see, we got to keep this in mind. So it is vital we go visit our neighbors and stuff like that. And I got a new neighbor I need to go see, hi, and start talking to and everything else. We got to make certain we are on the inside of good. So when they go, hey, I heard this, you need to truth this? And you're like, no. And then they're like, you got anything extra to help me out? And you can go, yes, I probably do. And it keeps you on the good side. Strength in numbers. It's very important, all right? The other point to discuss right real quick is read is fake news. Yes, I made a mistake. Shock, call all the people, call the cops, get him off YouTube. He made a mistake. He said furloughed employees can't get unemployment and he was wrong. Yes, here I'll man up and I'll say, yes, I got it wrong. And stuff like that. It happens and stuff and things. So yes, furloughed employees are covered on unemployment and they've even got a special supposition. So wrong, count me out. Turns out, what I really needed to argue about was that people who had their hours cut horribly but were still able to work some don't get squat. That's actually the real point of where I really need to make the argument on. And those people, they're really in trouble. So if you know people that have had their hours horrifically cut at the grocery stores or other places like that because they're particularly not needed, or bank tellers, stuff like that, and they've only got a little bit of hours, and if they quit their job, they don't get anything, but they're still technically getting some employment, they're still unemployed. So there, we'll go with that correction. Feel free to tell me I'm fake news again. And moving right along, let's talk about what worked for us. What worked for Lee and I here in our strange, random place of the world. What preps worked for us? Basically, we didn't really see much of a life change. Life continued on as it was in our home and around our home and stuff like that. The things we did around home and everything else. It was all normal as average and stuff. So we didn't really see any big issues. Everything we had was working like normal. We had a well-rounded supply of everything, which is very good. We don't specialize anything. We don't have like tons and tons of guns and ammo, and then we're trying to figure out a way to cook bullets to eat them. No, we're not like focused solely on one thing and that's it. We'd like to be well-rounded and cover all things. Lots of food, lots of medicines, lots of other things. One of the things we did find out we were short on is pee-pee pads. We have an old cat. He sometimes doesn't make it completely to the litter box and has some issues. And so we use pee-pee pads in a spot so that if he makes mess accidentally, it's easy to clean up. We turned out to be very low on those. So as soon as they reappeared in the store, we loaded up. We bought several boxes for those. So there's where we missed. We were like, oh, we need more pee-pee pads. But we could have used towels. We could have used towels if we needed to and just put them in the wash and wash them up. No problems like that. And so we're not too worried there. But there's something we were definitely missing. Needed a fair amount of cough syrup, especially with all the crud going around. And I'm not talking the flu. I'm saying with all the people that had their kids come home and everything else, you know, everyone caught whatever their kids had. It was just floating around through the neighborhoods, all the regular coughs, colds and everything else. And for all you people that have kids, you know how bad it is when kids come home from school and they pass the junk on to the parents and everything else. And it was interesting. It's because a lot of times around here, like when people were not working, they go talk with each other, look over the fence, yak with people, a little get together and stuff like that would happen. You know, even though the governor's like, stay home. In my neighborhood, we're like, whatever, we're going to do our own thing. Shush. So we did our own thing. We just kept doing our things, you know. Here's something else I found really, really interesting was the amount of people out there that because it's scary, things seem scary, things seem nervous and everything else, that they were willing to toss away all freedoms, everything else, just toss the countryside. I need my safety. I knew it was going to be bad, that people were going to be like that. I just had no idea how bad it was. And it's horrifically bad. Those of us that value freedom, value American principles, the idea that 7 guilty men should walk free if we can keep at least one innocent man from going to jail, that we should embrace freedom, that it will cause blood and everything else, that people will die from freedom. It turns out we're a very small minority. And that saddens me greatly. I find myself extremely upset at discovering just how much of a minority we are. The people screaming, protect us, do something, they're everywhere. And it looks like they make up probably 90% plus of the population. Now, this is just my own informal observation and just with talking with people, because I'm just utterly shocked at how many people are like, oh, but if you're outside, see, your rights end where, my rights begin. You can't hurt me. So if you're outside and you could possibly have the virus or something like that, it's a risk. So you can't be out. You can't do that. You have to give up all your freedoms because I have to be safe. And here's what I say to that. Bullshit. Okay? I completely disagree. And you know why? I bet you if you wanted to dig stuff like that, there's plenty of times you, who's arguing for that point, have maybe had the flu, had another disease and all that, and you didn't even know it yet. You were shedding the virus like crazy, and you're infecting them with people. And that person maybe infected their grandmother, and they died because of it. Yeah, you could be completely responsible if you want to go that way. Or you could say that it happens. And look at this virus, whatever they're arguing over so much, right? It's turning out as we're seeing more and more data collected. And I'll put a link to a real interesting one that's come out of Denmark, where the Danish are doing lots of testing like that. It turns out the fatality rates over there are showing very little, like 0.06% to maybe 0.1%. You're talking fatality rate of influenza. And this is without a vaccine. Let that sink in. This is without mass vaccination across the entire country and all that. We've made this huge deal over this disease and all this stuff. Oh, well, let's lock down everything. Let's put everything aside. Let's shut everything up. And this is without mass vaccination everywhere, without immunities everywhere. And it's only killing that many people. That is how insignificant this pandemic is. And so the other thing I'm horribly sad about is I got really frustrated watching all these other channels out there. You're all gonna die. Like you've seen my rant on the previous one. I'll link to the video up here where I said it's not the first rodeo. Yeah. Okay, come on. Really? We're all gonna die over this? No. This is just something to weather, move on, and stuff like that. It's because we live in too much of a good society, too much of a good world these days that people have no idea what's like to face possible consequences that could include death for your actions or just random life. They want safety over everything. Like I said, it's very saddening. And I'm just really frustrated with this, that without immunity, like I said, without vaccination, we're only seeing this much of a rate. And instead, we kick everyone out of work. We're looking probably at 30 to 40 million people that are having their livelihoods horrifically threatened by this. And they're saying, oh, we may have to push these lockdowns to June. What? Come on. Bull and stuff. So, I'm really happy to see the protests. I'm really happy to see people pushing back and other people saying, you know what? This ain't right. I'm with you. Okay. Now there's for all the ranting, the griping, everything else. Let's talk about objectives, how I see it and stuff. So I've treated this like the warning sign, the red alert, be ready. We need to be careful, stuff like that. So my goal, I'm gonna grow as much food as I possibly can and then start looking for all the shortfalls and everything else I've got in my preps and places. I'm certain I've got them. Everyone's got them. No matter how much anyone says that they're ready for the apocalypse, they're lying. We all have problems, all of us. And we need to address them. And that's what I'm gonna do, is I'm working on addressing them. Gonna do a lot of that stuff, digging through things. Like I accidentally found old freezer burned meat in the freezer that we completely missed. And boy, was it old. However, turns out pressure cooker does a great job at solving that problem. I'm really impressed. We'll cover that in another video. But, I'm finding some other stuff, looking for things. I found some older expired things, but they were actually just fine, cooked up just fine, no problems. And stuff like that. You can't miss things and food rotation happens. We all get busy. But I'm gonna do as much as I can on growing food, expanding the garden. We're gonna go through all what I'm building. Now, generally, I've been wanting to build the soil up. See, the soil here isn't great. And so I try to put these raised keyhole garden beds up, and I put a lot of plant matter in them to provide a lot of nutrients to feed everything, okay? And so it basically, fill them up with all sorts of stuff for a year, then put dirt on them, then move over and build another one. Well, kind of taking this as I'm out of time. So I'm going to do what I can with what I got. So I'm going to grow stuff everywhere. I'm going to put beans, corn, all sorts of stuff in and see how the three sisters can feed it all, and then get other plants in shaded areas to help grow lettuce and some other things, and see if I can control the bolting that I've got with some other plants and stuff like that. But the goal is to plant everywhere around my house and grow as much as I possibly can, fill in stuff behind me over here, fill in all sorts of stuff. We're going to grow like crazy people. And Lee's thinking, you're insane. But we're going to see what we can do and how many, buckets of corn can I make and everything else. And it'll be a good learning experience. And we'll try not to go insane. I mean, that's one of the other objectives, is not to go insane, And she may try to shoot me later. So if you ever see my murder in the newspapers, Lee did it. So that's one of the big objectives. I'm also going to start trying to get things more organized, because I'm very unorganized in a couple spots, especially on the medical. I've just basically been throwing it into one place. So it's sort of an overflowing pile of bins. It's a disaster zone. It really is. So I'm going to go get shelves, bins, and everything else, organize it, get everything better. Because, if you can't find something in 15 minutes, you basically don't even have it. We're going to work on fixing that, because we have some spots that are very unorganized. I'll show some of you guys, and you can see how some of the things look. And going to work a bit more on the logistics system to maintain the inventory and everything else, get that better, and so on, the rotations. And you guys can give me feedback. Tell me, Reed, that's a great idea. Reed, that's ridiculous. Tell me no. So that's mainly what I'm taking from all this stuff going on. This is a get ready sign. All right. Now, what if I'm wrong? What if nothing happens? I've just learned how to grow a bunch of food. I don't really consider that a bad thing. And, I can use it for trading to other people, giving seeds out, giving a bunch of stuff away. Shoot, if I get up with a bunch of eggplant, cucumbers, and watermelons and all that, and give them away to a bunch of friends in the neighborhood and all that, goodwill. That's a plus. Goodwill is always a good plus. Good to maintain. So that's all that's going on with me and this random talking video. Next one's going to be a whack video, so less yak, and we'll get on those. They just take a lot longer to edit and stuff. And let me know what else would you like to see, know about, and everything else. So take care, everyone. This is Reed, out for now.